Stage and Screen with Andy Snowden. Let us know what you want to hear on WhatsApp with the number 01978 540 410. We love local. Calon FM.
The Beautiful South founder member Dave Hemingway has formed a brand new band. They're called the Sunbirds. And that was their first single from their first album. The single was called Meet You on the North Side, and the album, which was incredible, by the way, is called Cool to Be Kind, and that was released back in 2020 during lockdown. God, it seems a long time ago now, doesn't it? Since then, they've gone on to do some fantastic work, and they are on the road at the moment. They have got a single out that was out last Friday. They're going to be playing Chester tomorrow night, and we're going to talk about all of those things right now with the man himself. Dave Hemingway joins us on the line on the Stage and Screen show. And Dave, it's wonderful to have you back on, my friend. Last time we spoke, I think it was November, I spoke to you on the Saturday, and quite by coincidence, your daughter turned up on Popmaster on Radio 2, right?
She did okay as well, yeah.
She did very well, actually, yeah. I was quite impressed. I mean, far better than I ever could, I've got to be honest with you. What stood out for me was how proud she was of her old man, which I don't think is a given these days, right?
Well, I'm hoping she is, but yeah, she did well, and I was more nervous about that than I've been nervous about anything for a long time. So yeah.
Yeah. But it got me to thinking, really, because you kind of forget about the background of people's lives, really, and you think, well, it doesn't matter how prolific you are in the musical industry, you know, at the end of the day, there's a family, and you're basically someone's dad, right?
Absolutely, that's the most important thing. I mean, yeah, my daughter and my son are everything, really, to me. So, yeah, obviously I don't, put them in the public arena or anything like that, but yeah, very important.
Yeah. Brilliant. But the Beautiful South, of course, they disbanded just before your 20th anniversary, which was a bit of a shame, really. But was you surprised by the longevity of the band, I wonder?
I was surprised, yeah. When we started, nobody knows what was going to happen, really, or how it was going to be seen as the band. And yeah, it was very unexpected, and we just kept going on and hopefully producing good songs and good music, and we kept going until basically Paul just wanted to do something else, and it came to a natural conclusion, and it was all very good, and that's fine by me, you know.
Yeah, but you were obviously involved with, well, two of the biggest bands of a generation, really, the Housemartins and the Beautiful South. And, but your music, even to this day, would still be played at christenings and weddings and funerals, atches, matches and dispatches, they call it, which must be incredible for you.
Yeah, I'm very proud, actually, of being involved in those two bands, because, as you say, hopefully made a lot of good songs and music which will live on, and that is something really to be proud of, and I certainly am. It's
not the easiest business in the world, so what do you put it down to, the popularity of both of those bands?
Good songs, really. I mean, it's not easy, you're right. There's a lot of good bands out there that never get anywhere because they never have the opportunity or a bit of luck here and there to get their music known, and and we did, and that was that. I mean, it's different these days because I don't think there's the opportunities for bands to get signed and to get their music out there so much. It seems very much more difficult these days than it was when we were doing that.
Yeah. Because you often see, like, since the sort of advent of the internet, bands just basically making an album and putting it out for free and hoping for the best, and some of them bite and some of them don't. As you say, it's just the luck of the draw.
Yeah, I think it's very unfair that you shouldn't be putting an album out for free. I'm not saying that everything should be about money or anything like that, not at all. But you're entitled, if you create something, you're entitled to get something for it, And there's a lot of bands out there, sadly, who, put it out for free and never get anything back, and that's not really right. It shouldn't be like that.
No. No, you're absolutely right. And the beautiful South, of course, they were always. It seemed to me, from the outside looking in, like you hit the ground running. You were brilliant from the get go, and you were the hottest ticket in town. Every tour was a sellout. It must have been mind boggling, really.
It was, yeah. Well, the first single we put out was "Song for Whoever," which at the time was quite daring, really, because it was a ballad and stuff like that, and you didn't know how it was going to be perceived. And it did really well, and from then on, obviously, the songs took over. And I think if you're producing good songs and writing good albums, then hopefully, once you've got access to people hearing the songs, then you'll be successful. Sadly, that's what I'm saying about new bands. They don't always get that access to people these days that we got back then.
Yeah, definitely. And in 2008, of course, you formed the South with Dave Barton, who's joined you in the Sunbirds. The music is still as popular today as it ever was. That's evident.
Yeah, we did the South with Phil Barton, actually. I just correct you there.
Oh,
but it's all right. But so yeah, we did that. But we were doing beautiful South songs, and after a while, I thought I just got a bit tired of doing that, really. Not because of the songs not being good. Of course, they're great songs. But I just thought I fancied trying some new stuff. And the rest of the band weren't really into that. They were quite happy to do the old stuff. So that's why that came to a close for me. And I sort of started Sunbirds a few years later.
Yeah. And I read this morning actually that you actually retired in 2016. I was wondering, can you really ever retire from the music business?
Well, it wasn't like an Elton John sort of retirement, where
yeah.
It was. I never really retired. I was just biding the time, waiting to see if anything came along. I'd never officially said, right, that's it, I'm done. If ever I did that, I'd like to think that would be the case. I wouldn't keep coming back for an extra encore or anything like that. So, no, I never really retired. I was just waiting to see if any songs came along, which thankfully they did. And now I'm enjoying things again. And, I'm energised again. And doing this band's really fun. And I'm enjoying doing these little gigs. I say little gigs, I mean intimate, whatever you want to call them. Small gigs, but people hopefully getting to hear our new songs. And I'm really enjoying that.
Yeah. Fantastic. And as you say, it's a new outfit. It's quite relatively new. It's been out for 3 years now, but they're called Sunbirds. You've got a brand new album out, Cool to Be Kind. Another album due for release in a few months' time. You're out on a massive UK tour, and you released a single last week. Again, from the outside looking in, life looks quite rosy.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, doing these gigs up and down the country, we're still looking for more. We're trying to get our songs out there, and hopefully people can get the album and get the new album, which we're recording at the moment. Very exciting for me, and as I say, it's given me a bit of a new lease of life, and I'm enjoying being in a band again, because I think you lose sight of the fact that you're supposed to enjoy being in a band, and enjoy it all. So that's what I'm really trying to do that this time around.
And how is life on the road these days? Is it much different to the heady days of the 80s and 90s?
Yes, it's a lot different. There's no tour bus, and there's no roadies, and there's no anything really. We're in the back of a van, and we're loading our own gear and taking our own gear out after the gig and stuff like that. It really is back to basics and back to how I started out. So, which is a lot different. I think we were a bit pampered, really, in the beautiful South, and that we had everybody doing things for us, which, isn't always a good thing. So we're back to doing it all ourselves now.
Yeah. And the beautiful South were they were rather famous in a way, that being one of the only bands that they had three lead singers who shared the lead vocals, and you led the vocals on their only number one, A Little Time, of course, and the brilliant Sound of North America, which I love. That's got to be one of my favourite songs, I've got to be honest with you. And as you say, a song for whoever. How did you decide who sang what? Was it kind of trial and error?
Well, first of all, it's good to hear you mention the Sound of North America, because that was an album track, and not many people probably might know of that. But no, when it came to songs, we just had the song there, and we just see who it suited most, really. And that's the beauty of having options like that, you know. So I've had a few singers, and now in the Sunbirds, well, it's just Sunbirds actually. Laura has come to the fore. She's our violinist, and it turns out she can really sing well. So she's probably going to be another option for us. You know, it's good when you've got those options of different singers, and when a song comes, you know, to the rehearsal, and you think, well, who's it going to suit most? And that's what we did basically. It's like this song suits whoever, sort of thing, you know. That's how we worked.
And the sound of the Sunbird, it produced very differently than it was with anything that you've done before. Was that intentional?
I don't know what we're doing really. We're finding our way. We've got a lot of input in the band, a lot of different musical input, and we're just trying to make good songs again. I think one of the legacies of being in Housemartins and the Beautiful South was the strength of the songs. So it was very important for me to do this new band, that the songs had to be good, you know, because otherwise I feel as if I've been letting down the legacy of the previous bands. So the songs are important, and we all have an input in that, and we're just trying, we're enjoying messing around with different flavours of music, and we're trying to do that.
And I've read somewhere that you've, I don't know if it was a quote from yourself, but it was like British lyrics over an Americano sound. Is that a fair observation?
Yeah, well, we've been likened to like playing Americana in terms of guitars, you know, stuff like the Eagles and Fleetwood Mac type things. Yeah. But obviously we don't live in America, we live in England, so like we write about things that occur here rather than over there. So yeah, that's a fair assessment of what we're doing at the moment. But we're evolving all the time, and we're trying different things. So that will come across hopefully in the next album.
Fantastic. And you've mentioned Laura Wilcoxon, who's the lead singer on your brand new single released last week. It's called Hey. Tell us about that. What's that one about?
Well, Laura has been quite a find for us really, because she was in the band, you know, as a violinist when we formed, and she was a bit of a dark horse really, because we didn't really know how good she was vocal-wise. So we had a couple of songs which sort of lent themselves to female vocals, and so I thought, well, give them a try, and she's done well. You can hear for yourself, hopefully, from the song Hey, that she's done really well, and it's a total find for us. It means that we've got, again, different options as a band. We can try different songs with different singers, and that's always a good thing to have in your back pocket, really, for different songs. You know, it doesn't have to be just the one singer. It can be anything, really. So
yeah. Fantastic. Yeah, so you're playing the Lions Den tonight in Manchester. Alexandra's tomorrow night in Chester, which is massive for Chester. It's a fantastic gig that to go to. And Lancaster Grand Theatre on the 21st of April. The tour's huge. You must be so proud already.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying doing these gigs again. You know, it's been quite a while since I've done them, and the Lions Den sounds scary. I'm hoping it's not. But I'm glad the Chester one, that sounds good as well. So we're playing all these venues that I wouldn't have seen otherwise, and we're just enjoying playing, and I hope that comes across to people coming and listening to the songs. I hope that's what they take away from it, you know, the fact we're enjoying it, so hopefully they will as well.
Fantastic. Dave Hemingway, it's always a pleasure to speak to you, my mate. Thanks ever so much for that. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much indeed, Danny.
All right, mate. You take care of yourself. Cheers.
Yeah, you take it easy. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Hey, what's your... Then I could ever...
Hey from Sunbirds, it's their brand new single, and it is a wee belter again. Fantastic. Absolutely love speaking to Dave Hemingway. It's wonderful. Let me just reiterate those dates for you from the Sunbirds 2023 live shows that are coming up. They're playing Manchester tonight at the Lions Den. Then we'll be playing Chester tomorrow at Alexander's live, and the Grand Theatre in Lancaster on the 21st of April as well. Go see it. Check out the Sunbirds. Brilliant.
Stage and Screen with Andy Snowden. Let us know what you want to hear on WhatsApp with the number 01978 540 410. We love local. Calon FM.